as a new immigrant, there were some items that I would say I would never spend my money on that because I found them to be so expensive. But over the years, my priorities have changed. Today, I'm going to be sharing some expensive items that I realized are worth my money and I don't regret making those purchases at all. Let's dive into it. The first one is a good mattress. See, this one had to top the list. When we got to Canada as new immigrants, we had nothing, we were starting from scratch. We had to start buying things and we knew that a mattress was going to be a necessity. So we went on Facebook Market and we were able to get an $80 mattress. I believe that I've shared the story sometimes ago. You know all those mattresses that look like bed, like this two-in-one mattress. But remember I said we got it for $80. So I would say that the people that had used it, they've used it and they've dumped it. But it still served its purpose with us. We're sleeping on this mattress and eventually all these organizations that assist with new immigrants, they were able to give us a bed after like 6 months. So we put that mattress on it and it was working fine. But I think when we started realizing that something was off with it was when I was pregnant with my son. And I will be feeling body pains. But I kept telling myself that I'm only feeling these body pains because I'm pregnant. Fast forward, we moved to a new city. We still carried that mattress along. And then we put it on another bed that we had gotten. And the body pain intensified. I will wake up, my neck will be paining me, my waist will be paining me. My husband also will be saying the same thing. Some years ago, my husband got me this, this waist and neck massager. So I would use it. I would use it to massage my neck. I would use it to massage my waist, and the pain was still there. I don't know what now happened after some time. I think I was just researching, just researching online that what usually causes body pain when you wake up, and boom, I realized that it was the mattress all along. And at that time, we were, something that is not within your budget. And it's usually a little overwhelming just to just pick money. But my husband and I said, we just had to do this. So we went to the store and when we were seeing the prices were alarming for good mattress. But we told ourselves that, let's do this. I can even remember that after getting the mattress, we're like, okay, we cannot keep using the pillow we use. They were now showing us different kinds of pillow, and we're seeing pillow of $180. That one has like the arc on the back. It's just when you are in the plane or when like all these collars that you put on your neck, that's the way that pillow is shaped. I really wish I could show you how it is, but it is shaped in a way that when you are sleeping, your head is not just elevated permanently, it gives space for your neck. Both the mattress and the pillow, they've been lifesavers for me. It's been over a year now, and even sometimes when I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to sleep. I don't think I'm ready to sleep. I have to do some things. That sleep will come. As long as my body touches that bed, the sleep must come. The second thing is dental care. I have gone through surgeries. I've had 2 C-sections. And sometimes I have felt some pain that are either worse or on the same level with the C-section. And dental pain is one of them. If you are having to take, if they ask you for your name, you can forget it. Within the past 1 year, I spent a lot of money on dental care. When I was in Nigeria, like 7, 8 years ago, I started having pain on one side of my tooth or one side of my mouth, and I wasn't able to eat at all. And when we got to the hospital, they discovered that I had a hole in my tooth, and we're told I would have to come for filling. I was meant to come for like 3 stages of filling. I went to the hospital where my mom worked at, so it was free for me. I just paid a little token, and after filling it, what I was told was that I should come for the second and third filling. But when I started feeling better, I just abandoned it and I didn't go back. Now, I didn't know that it was waiting for me. When we now got to Canada, this cold, it brings out the worst. All those things that you were managing before, it becomes more exaggerated due to the cold. And I started feeling pain there. And when I got to the dental office, I was told that this thing is already dead, blah blah blah. If you want to revive it, you come for filling, Yes, I have dental insurance, but most of the time, dental insurance does not cover for everything you want to do, especially if you have lots of major dental work to do. So after doing the filling, I was still feeling pain, and I had to eventually get a crown. And even with the crown that is there, I've been told, because I've started feeling some slight pain again, I've been told that it might have to be an implant eventually because I've left that tooth for too long. But where I'm going is that one of the things that my family have spent a lot of money on that we don't regret is dental care, because it is very important. And I realized that it's just because when we were younger, we didn't really take dental care seriously, except we started feeling pain. Even my daughter, that is 5 years old, she goes for regular dental checkup, and we spend money on it. Quality cookware. See, talking about this quality cookware still makes me miss my quality pots. The quality pots that my mom bought for me when I was about to get married. She bought all these non-stick pots. She bought this stainless heavy pots. But when we were coming to Canada, we were like, if we want to pack only pots inside one box, I'm sure that it will be like 50 kg. And where would we want to get that kind of money? Anyway, when we moved here, we were just doing trial and error, buying one pot, and it really messed me up. It's like those pots, see, those pots were something else. And I told myself that even if I cannot afford buying a big box of quality pots, the ones that will have pots, that will have kettle, that will have frying pan, I will be buying one at a time. And the ones that I've bought so far, I really enjoy them, especially when I want to cook jollof rice. There's even one I just got. That one gives this smoky jollof feeling that the whole house, the aroma. That when I cook that rice, just give us 2 days, the rice has finished, no matter the quantity I cook. So yes, I don't regret buying quality pots, and I'm still even looking to get more quality pots. I've been seeing some very, very good pots back in Nigeria that people buy, but I'm thinking of the cost of bringing them to Canada. That's the reason why I'm still taking my time. Blackout curtains. If you are, please, my Canada people, you know that blackout curtain, no matter how expensive, is a necessity, especially during the summer and you have children. There's nothing you can do about it though. So when we just moved to Canada, we were using the normal blinds where we were. I didn't know that it won't be dark on time during our first summer. It will be 8, 8:30, 9, 10, everywhere will still be bright. And I will be feeling uncomfortable because I wanted everywhere to be dark. And having a toddler made it worse because I'll be like, Nifemi, let's go to bed. She'll say, no, she's not going to bed. It's not dark yet. It's still bright. It still did this and that. It was so overwhelming for me at that time. And after a lot of research, I found out that they were blackout curtains. Come and see how I charted it. Currently, we balanced it. There are some parts of the house that have the blackout curtains. There are some parts of the house that have blackout blinds. And they are working very well. So by Canada or diaspora people that have not bought blackout curtains or blackout blinds, what are you waiting for? Quality clothes. Initially, when I just moved to Canada, I asked someone, where can I start getting clothes? Because I will be going to the store, but I will not see beautiful clothes. And people told me about where I could get clothes and online, and I will see it. I'll be like, I'll buy 5 dresses. They'll call it $100 and they'll still give me a discount. This makes sense. Then I started buying the clothes. If I tell you that once I wear those clothes one time like this and I wash it, the cloth has gone. Some of those clothes will start having wool all over. Clothes that were so dear to me. It really broke my heart. But I feel like I was telling myself that that was how much I had to buy clothes at that time. But over the years, I realized that regardless of how much one has, it's better to have 2 quality clothes that would, like, time capsule outfits, than to have 10 fast fashion outfits that you wash them and they change color. You wear them once and they are nothing to write home about. So now what I'm doing is trying to invest one step at a time in quality outfit for myself. Extra freezer during the winter is also something I don't regret. When we moved to Canada during our first year, I can remember that we're only making use of the freezer, the small freezer that was inside the kitchen. And it showed us pepper because we had to be going to the store in the winter. Imagine you going to the store in the winter to go and buy things and you are trying to put them in the freezer, especially when you have to buy tomatoes, you have to buy pepper, beef, goat meat. Now that we're already moving towards fall again, please, oh, don't joke with this, especially if you have a family. So it was so overwhelming because we couldn't buy in bulk. And I can remember a friend of mine, she now told me that go and buy another freezer, all those chest freezers, that so that during the summer and the fall, you will be able to stock up. And I listened though. I can remember that initially I was thinking, should I buy on Facebook Market? Then you will see some reviews of people that have bought on Facebook Market. I'm not saying that is all the reviews that are bad, but I was like, what? Why is this person selling this thing in the first place? I can remember that Costco was doing these sales, and I bought that chest freezer at $200 then. What I'm saying now is like 3 years ago, and it's still serving me well. In fact, my plan is that if I have the money, I will buy another freezer to add to it so that the freezer that is inside the house will be more light. Good sunshades. I made a video recently, just like a short video, and I was asking people if they could relate to eye pain during the summer here in Canada. See, when I was back in Nigeria, I cannot remember using any sunshades. If you see me using shades, I'm only using it for fashion. So when we got to Canada, I saw some things that look like UV shades. I saw them like $5, $6, so I bought it. I didn't know that I was deceiving myself. This summer showed me, because this would have been on my list if not for what happened to me this summer. I realized that I was deceiving myself. In as much as Canada is cold, it's like when it is hot, when it is sunny, there is a position. I had to ask from people and they were explaining that the direction of the sun towards, see, it's like you are looking into the, it's like you and the sun, you are beefing each other. I was thinking of what Saul that turned Paul went through at that time, because I felt like I was going blind. I sat down, I put my hand on my head, I was in pain. And I told my husband that, you see all those cheap sunshade that I've been buying, I'm not buying them again. And I went to the store. I bought quality shades. And see, anytime I'm out, I'm always with my shade, though, not for fashion, no, for protection of my eyes. Was the sunshade expensive? Yes. But was it worth it? Yes. Someone said something. The person has been in Canada for close to 40 years. He once told my husband that someone that does not invest in a good sunshade here or does not use sunshade at all will eventually go blind. I don't know about other provinces, though, but the sun is something else here in Alberta. So if you've not gotten a good sunshade, what are you waiting for? Now to vacuum cleaner. When we just got to Canada, we got a vacuum cleaner on sales then. Yeah, it served its purpose, but after some time it started misbehaving. My husband and I looked at ourselves that, wait, oh, why can't we buy a vacuum cleaner that we don't have to start taking around? Because sometimes you think of the time that you're using to do something, especially when you're in diaspora and you're a mom or a dad, and it's not like as if you have a help or someone staying with you. You just have to think outside the box. So we eventually got all this small vacuum cleaner, the one with remote. We'll just use it, but it was still not cleaning well. That was over a year ago. I just started researching. We're able to see that there is a vacuum cleaner that can sweep and can mop. So when we saw the price, it was very expensive. And I started waiting, because I know they used to do sales on it very well. I started waiting and checking and checking. And God's so good. Some months ago, I was able to get it at a very good rate. So now we don't need to worry. Does it mean we don't sweep? Of course not. Does it mean we still don't have the manual vacuum cleaner? Of course not. but it has been life-changing. As long as you declutter everywhere and you make sure that it has no stumbling blocks on its way, the vacuum cleaner is good to go, and it will sweep and mop. All you have to do is just make use of your remote. It will use its camera to be able to, know where the dirt are. So once you program it, that just sweep and mop for me before I get back from where I'm going. By the time you get home like this, the house is sparkling and shiny. And one so good thing about that vacuum cleaner again is that the place where it takes the dirt, once it's full, we have a corner where we put it. It would go and pour the dirt away and come back again. It also has where there's dirty water. It also has where there's dirty water and clean water. So it will exchange the dirty water for clean water. I say, we're this technological age, sometimes it's scary. Like I'm like, if you asked me 4 years ago that it's possible to have something that will be cleaning and sweeping and mopping your house, I will be arguing that it's not possible. But here we are. And was it expensive? Yes. But was it worth it? Absolutely yes. Now, to a comfortable couch. The first couch that was gifted to us when we moved to Canada was a recliner. It was rickety and all, but it served us. And my husband and I told ourselves that if we have to get any couch in the future, it's going to be a recliner chair. So you just get back from a long day from work, just sit down, press the remote on the side of the recliner chair and rest your leg. I'm not saying that the couch that you get has to be remote, but and doesn't even have to be recliner, but something that one can have the feel of being on a mattress. You want to elevate your leg. And I feel it comes with age. The older we get, the more our legs don't do well with being too low. You want to elevate it, and that's really been working for me. So all I have to do is that when I get back or I'm exhausted or the children are back, I'll just sit down and press the recliner and just sit down. Maybe if it's possible, I'll try to show some videos of these things, but it's just like it's a little stressful to be showing the video of all these things that I've gotten that are worth my money. The humidifier, I'm telling you now, it's already getting towards winter season. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but people that are here abroad, that it's already getting towards winter season. So also as new immigrants, when we got the hair was very dry. We were always sneezing, especially my daughter. It was so bad then. And we got a very cheap humidifier that even made things worse. And we were in denial, but one day I just carried that humidifier and just kept it and said, what's wrong with you, this humidifier? We're even worse off. And lo and behold, it was just because it did not have quality. Now, I think a year or two ago, we invested in a very quality one, a little on the high side, and it's this one that it's kind of warm, like it's not the one for the cold water. So we got it, and I will just put a little menthol there, and it will clear your throat. It will help you to breathe fresh air. You'll not even feel too bad. We have in each room where we sleep in, but I'm planning to get a bigger one to put in the living room as well. Reliable car. You see this reliable car? Initially, I was thinking of making it number one, but I was like, no. People should know. I want to start with the ones that people will not really think deep about, because I know that a reliable car is very important in Canada. I know that, just like I usually say, having a reliable car in Canada is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is important. So once you're able to afford it, I know initially, when you're just new, you might not, that's the last thing on your mind. You don't mind hopping from one bus to another or train. And I really hope that people that are still going through this, that God provides for you so that you are able to get a reliable car, because it has saved us a lot of stress. I made a video talking about the struggle we went through when we had the car, when we had a car that we got on Facebook Market that really put us through hell, because it had no heater, because the heater was not working well, and eventually we had to get a car. Yeah, the vehicle we use, we've gotten it over 3 years ago, and I would say that it has been nothing but a blessing. So investing in a very good vehicle, but even if you know that you're unable to get a very new car, ensure that you go with someone that knows about vehicles so that you confirm that there are no issues. Because sometimes some vehicles, they are so bad that at the end of the day, the money that you spend to buy the car will be far less than how much you are spending to manage that vehicle, and you will not want to let go of that vehicle because of how much you spent. It's not a very good experience for people that have experienced this. So that's one thing that I won't change for anything. Sometimes now I don't drive, and one of the reasons is because we have only one car, and I'm like, even if we want to buy another one, I don't think it is worth just saying let's buy one cheaper car, because what if it's that one that will be showing us problems? It's better for someone to sit down and buy the one that, though expensive, has quality. Now to quality winter jackets. When we just got to Canada too, we bought winter jackets, and I can remember that this winter jackets, it's not like as if you're able to do winter jackets. I don't even know why they're calling it winter jackets. It showed us a lot. And like 2 years ago, my husband and I were just like, we have to buy quality jackets, and it was expensive. I didn't know that winter jackets could be over $100. But that winter jacket really worked for me. It really worked for me because you just tell yourself that you're an adult. If you spend $100 on a winter jacket that you can use for 2 to 3 years, is it not worth it? Absolutely. So please don't be saying you don't want to get, even if you have only one winter jacket or two, if your budget permits, you just know that you just be alternating it. I know some fashion girlies or fashion men, they like doing fashion, or if you're just going from your one car to another. But if you know that you're someone that you spend more time outdoors trying to wait for a bus or a train, you need a quality jacket. So finally on my list for today, because see, the list was too long, I just had to cut some away, is childcare. There are some people that do it. They work from home and their children also stay home with them. But I knew I couldn't. Okay, so daycares here are a little complicated. They have different prices and what is included. And I told myself that even if I get a daycare that expects us to pay for feeding separately, I think, God willing and with God's provision, I would prefer that my child is eating in daycare. Because number one, I don't want my child to be the only one taking food from home. And children, I don't like when a child is being segregated for things that could be avoided. I'm not against the child taking their food to school, but if possible, that's just my own school of thoughts. Number one. Number two is that children are very funny. The food that you give them, when they see it in school, they will eat it, because a lot of children are also eating the same food. And this has worked for my children. So that's one of the things that I don't regret spending money on. I think I've come to the end of this video. If there is any other thing that you as an individual, as an immigrant, that you spent since you moved to Canada that is expensive but you don't regret spending on, drop it in the comments. Thank you for the continuous love of my videos, and I hope to continue to give you more interesting and relatable videos. If you have any question, just drop them in the comments. I already have some questions that people have been dropping in the comments, and I promise you before the end of this year, I'm going to do a question and answer series to answer all these questions as much as I can. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.